Arjuna Uvacha, verse number 15. Soyamevatmanatmanam Vettatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. So as we have been discussing that in the 10th chapter, verse number 11, the teaching Bhagavad Gita was almost completed. In fact, there was no need of continuation. But Arjuna put the question. And when he put the question, of course, in keeping with the teaching, and he wanted to know Vibhuti in details. So his main purpose was, as he had some intra-personal conflict. If you want to talk in psychological language, okay? Intra, because there's something, sometimes, I scratch my head like this, okay? But it's interesting. Because if you want to kill some people time, it's very nice to talk this way, okay? And people love it, okay? And they'll say, wow, Swamiji is educated. Swamiji is well informed. However, so this intra-personal conflict Arjuna had. Let us look at, he had conflict with Bhishma, the great grandfather. And he has Vibhuti. He wants to see that also in that. He had conflict with Drona. Also he had conflict with uncle, younger brother's own uncle, Shailya. And of course, he has a number of regions where he had his own conflict. Now, how can he accept them as God? Can you see this point? I see sometimes some of you, when you have conflict with me, you forget that I am a teacher, even if you listen to me, okay? Let us be practical, okay? So how here Arjuna can accept? These people are nothing, or their glories are nothing but Ishvara, manifestation of Ishvara. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. Remember, this is because that's why when you ask the question, always behind question there is some hidden agenda. And you think you don't know. You think others will not know. Problem is you do not know that others will know. This is the problem, okay? The moment you open your mouth, you ask any question or you don't ask question, your appearance itself. Please understand, when I am looking at all of you, seeing your appearance, seeing your face itself, I can read a lot. In fact, what you do not know about you, what is happening in you, seeing your face, that much I can say. Because this is what the teaching, we cannot help it out. However, while discussing this thing, now this verse number 15, now is like putting butter on Lord Krishna. After talking the facts and figures, because we have seen in details, let us not take much time. So here he says, look, He Bhuta Bhavana. So that means you are the creator of all the beings. You are also Bhutesha. Isha means Pati, the Lord of Bhutas. So you not only have created, also you protect. You also sustain, because as you know, it is very easy to create, but very difficult to manage. Don't worry, you are also manager, not damager, okay? So also you know how to handle them. Deva Deva. So you are Adi Deva, earlier we have discussed. So you are the cause of all the devatas. And moreover, Jagat Pate. So the entire universe is being controlled, being governed by you. And interestingly, last time we were talking this thing, this is the most important point. Swayam eva atmana atmanam vettha. And who tvam purushottamaha. To highlight that apurushetvam. This is the point I told and stopped it. I hope you remember. Generally, the knowledge, the information that we gather related to this universe is paurushottayam. Paurushetam means it is governed or it is received through the sense perceptions, sense organs. Paurusheya. Whereas the knowledge related to me, especially life after death, or what is going to happen with reference to dharma and adharma, with reference to my karma. Please understand, this paurusheya jnanam, the knowledge that comes from the sense organs, is not sufficient. Is it clear? And this Shraddha already we have discussed in details. One must have before coming to Vedanta, or else it is just waste of time. That's why a Vedantin, a seeker is a wrong word, let us use Vedantin, because the seeker all is confusing word, okay? So anybody seeks, also the one who wants to do not have a peg of alcohol also seeks, okay? Is a seeker, don't worry. Morning gets up, in fact he seeks, not only seeks, searches, where is my bottle, half left bottle, you understand? So, seeker is a wrong word, we have to be very careful. Here we say a jigyasu, if you want to use the word, let us now hold on to the Sanskrit words. A jigyasu, not a mumukshu. Because if you are a mumukshu, you cannot come to Vedanta Shastra. Remember this point. You are a religious person. You remain to be a religious person. Nothing wrong in it. It's good. But only when you become a jigyasu means the moksha that you are seeking for, the liberation, the freedom that you are seeking for. In one line, what you are seeking for is you. Shikar and Shat are one and same. So when the person comes to this understanding, one type of conclusion here, means there is no other option left for me, then I become a jigyasu. Means I am desirous. I am desirous because I am having a strong desire to know. Now this jigyasu, because you see seeker and jigyasu is a big difference, a quantum jump. So once I am a jigyasu, that means I have already decided, concluded that jnanam has to be apaurusheyam. It is not related to my sense organs, related to my mind. Somebody, I was going through one Facebook post, very nicely somebody says, you have to be careful with that person who keeps the mind in the heart. I hope you understand, okay? You have to be very careful with that person who keeps mind in the heart. Means the person who always keeps thinking, questioning, you understand? So you have to be very careful. Means the person always relies upon this paurusha jnanam. The jnanam, the knowledge that comes from the sense organs, perceptions, analysis. Hey, remember your mind will never analyze. Mind only looks for confirmation. Have you not seen? Your mind sees, your eyes sees. Tell me what is there or what you want to see. Observe this point. Have you ever seen what is there? Very rare. But always you see what you want to see. That's why apurusheya jnanam is very important for self-knowledge. So this Apurusha Jnanam to be highlighted here, he says, look, you yourself know yourself. That means, because Ishvara Vani, the religious people twisted later on. That's why every religion came up with their scriptures. That is why these people, the Shastra was translated as a scripture. It's a wrong translation. Shastra is Shastra. Shastra cannot be translated as scripture. And if we use the word scripture, oh, scripture says this thing, that means you do not know what you are talking. Better to hold the word Shastra. We have to be very clear with our approach. Shastra means Shastra. You cannot bring as scripture. Because if it's a scripture, now what happens? Please understand. This is the problem will come. Bible will be scripture. It's a scripture. Can you call Bible as Shastra? Quran becomes scripture. Now Quran again becomes Shastra. Because there is a big difference between Shastra and scripture. Because Bible is being negated, subject for negation, that's why amendments. Quran, let us not talk because it's so fanatic. Tripitaka, forget. So each religion, they have their own scriptures, nothing wrong in it. Let them be in scripture status, but don't bring Veda as scripture. That means you do not know what you are talking. You have to hold the word Shastra. So here Shastram is Apurushyam. Please understand. So it comes because the knowledge of Ishvara comes from Ishvara. That's why here it says, you know yourself by yourself. You don't need anybody. You are not born as ignorant. You did not vanish somewhere and again you claim that I met somebody or something happened to me. Please understand. The Ishvara has to be a knowledgeable person. And if Ishvara is not knowledgeable, how can the Ishvara will create this universe that too flawless? Or else Ishvara will go to sleep once in a week. We don't need that sort of Ishvara, you understand? That's why he says, here, He Purushottamaha, you are Uttama among all the Purushas. Being not Purusha and Prakriti, but you are Purushottamaha. You are both. That's why we say very carefully that Vibhuti plus Brahman is called Ishvara. I am using the another terminology of Ishvara to understand. Vibhuti plus Brahman. Remember, Brahman can stay without Vibhuti. So Vibhuti plus, Vibhuti means what? Glorification, okay? We are in the Vibhuti yoga. Don't ask what is Vibhuti, okay? Vibhuti plus Brahman is called Ishvara. So now this Ishvara, which is called here as Purushottama. Now this Purushottama has to have knowledge. In fact, you know yourself. You don't need any Purusha Jnanam either. Continuing. Bhaktum aharsya shena Divyāhyātma vibhūtayah Yāvir vibhūtirvhi lokan Imāstvam vyāpya tishthasi. Says, look, it is very difficult to discuss about you. Only you indeed, Bhaktum, only you indeed will be able to explain, tell about yourself. Because whatever glorification we do, it's like, sometimes we do glorification. We had this glorification from this Indian context, this come. That's why these Britishers took the great mileage. And they adopted in their system all over the world. Like those days when a king comes, Viradhi Vyavara Prabhala Pratapi Rajeswara Rajaji Radeswara blah 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 blah. There will be a long time. So please stand up. So everybody will stand up. You understand? So there will be a long list of that king. So when did he kill a mouse? You understand? And how did he kill a mouse? I'm sorry to say, but this is how it comes, okay? Until now, still continues, okay? So when Britishers started coming, that also was added, because you know these Indians, they have their own way of approaching, okay, I'm sorry to say, okay. That's why very sad part is our national anthem is nothing praise of the King of London, Britain, which is very unfortunate. And unfortunately this previous government did such a mess that you cannot talk against national anthem. Whatever I am talking now, please understand, if somebody wants to file a case, can file a case. You cannot talk against national anthem. You cannot talk against national flag. Means, you know, it is the last amendment. You understand? Which is very unfortunate thing they have done it. They have destroyed the system. Unless some, you know, government comes to change that amendment, okay? In fact, this government wanted to change this bald fellow's head from the currency. What complaint came? You cannot think of. Then he had to keep quiet. It is impossible. Just I am giving you 46 lakhs people were hanged during Britishers' time. Nehru was having dinners after dinners. Subhash Chandra Bose and his groups were fasting, we are starving for food in different land. And many people were being brutally killed. But in our history, we are taught one old fellow without any arm, just with a stick, walking with non-violence, brought the freedom to India. What a ridiculous lie. And all over the world he is portrayed as man of ahimsa, non-violence. It's very unfortunate. However, here he says, how we are, doing this buttering, soaping, this is the point, okay? And you know better when you go to the temple, what, especially when you have sense of guilty, how you butter. Not only you butter, you also bribe God. Do you do that or not? Give some cake, give some the flour, as the flour is must for God. What are the things you give, offer? Bribe, not only you bribe God, also God men, okay? In fact, God doesn't want through the God men, because through that you cannot reach, na? However, nothing wrong in it. At least you are doing something, okay? I respect. But your attitude to be clear. So here is being said very nicely, it is only you can talk about your glory. If I talk or anybody talks, it will be more like buttering. Can you see this point? Somebody said beautifully, nice point. When your mind is closed, that time your mouth is opened. When your mind is closed, that time your mouth is open. And when your mind is open, your mouth gets closed. Can you see this point? And some people are there, permanently mind closed, mouth closed, okay? But very rarely to come across a group of people, those whose mind is open, also mouth is open. When mind is open and mouth is open, when mind is open and mouth is open, something really nice. And here, oh Lord, your mind not only open, your mind is mind. Your words are words. Better you talk about your glory so that it will be easier. And because you being the creator of all beings, Bhuta Bhavana, that's why what you need to do. So now, here I would like to say, Vyapya Tishtati Yavir Vibhutihi. The Vibhuti is the glorification that has been pervaded in all the beings, because you remain in all the words. Now let us look at the next verse, 2 verses, so that we'll complete. Oh, I have already taken time. 2 more verses we'll see somehow. Katham vidyamaham yogistvam I made a mistake. Sada Parichi. See, can you see? Once you split it, it doesn't work. We'll see tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tomorrow verses. This is a problem. When mind goes fast to complete, first of all, chanting goes wrong. Some more of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.
Recording stop.